Welcome to the 2019-2020 series of basketball video clips designed to provide better consistency in the officiating of basketball in our state. We will be publishing a series this month and again in January and February in our effort to provide an opportunity for our officials, coaches, and players to have a better understanding of how the game is to be officiated in our state. This first series will cover a few different areas of the game. So let's get started. Our first clip illustrates palming or carrying the ball. This clip illustrates a classic violation of palming the ball. Number 23 in white catches the inbounds pass and begins to make a move. Note that he hesitates as he makes a move to his right. As he hesitates, his hand is no longer on top of the ball. It's beneath the ball, allowing him to maintain control while he changes direction. The center official makes the correct call: palming or carrying the ball. Too often we pass on this one. When it's obvious that the hand is no longer on top of the ball handler gains an unfair advantage when she or he makes a move or changes direction with the ball resting in their hand before taking another dribble. This is a basic skill that we have either forgotten or just plain ignore. Let's make that call. Now let's look at some post play. This clip illustrates an example of displacement. As the offense swings the ball to the other side of the floor, number 50 steps into the lane to establish his post-up position and to call for the ball. Note that when he steps in, he is below the volleyball line. That is, until the defender puts both hands on his back and a leg into his rear end to move him up the lane. A foul should have been called on the defender right away. Again, this is one that we need to call early in the game, which will clean it up and keep it cleaned up for the remainder of the game. Yes, you knew that I would include some hand checking calls. In this first clip, the offensive player pops out after setting a screen to receive the inbounds pass in the backcourt. As she takes her second dribble, the defender is no longer sliding her feet, and unable to contain her, she places her hand on the dribbler's hip where it stays for two more dribbles. She takes it off and then puts it back on the hip as the ball handler begins to get away from her. This is a foul, and it must be called every time. Again, the defender cannot use her or his hand to slow down the ball handler in an effort to maintain defensive position. And here is an example of a quick, decisive call on a hand check. Number 2 in the white jersey inbounds the ball, steps in to receive a return pass. As his teammates clear out, he begins to dribble the ball up the court. The defender, number 11 in the dark jersey, puts his hand on him as the ball handler begins to gain an advantage. The trail official correctly blows his whistle right away and signals a hand check foul. You've heard me say this numerous times. If hand checking is called early and often, early in the season and early in a game, players will take notice and get their hands off the ball handler and concentrate on moving their feet. We have made improvement in this area, but we must continue to call hand checks. Now let's look at another area, the area regarding the principle of verticality. In this clip, the offensive player is driving hard around the defender near the free throw line and making her way to the basket. Another defender has established position in the lane directly in the path of the player driving to the basket. The lead official is in position to have a good angle on the contact that occurs. Because the shooter initiates the contact, no foul is called and the play continues. I agree with this no call on this particular play. What do you think? Now, how about a traveling call? Number 30 in the dark jersey receives a pass. Note that her right foot is on the floor when she gains control of the ball, establishing that foot as her pivot foot. She makes a move to her right, and the ball does not touch the floor before her pivot foot returns to the floor, resulting in the trail official correctly stopping the clock and signaling a traveling violation. This is a good get by that official. Okay, let's finish up this series with 2 block charge calls. I'm not going to give an opinion because we all know how tough the block charge call can be. Let's watch these and you make a call. In this first clip, the team in white is out on a fast break with the ball handler going along the sideline and cutting toward the middle as the defender runs alongside. The defender that is back on defense retreats into the lane, sets up to stop the ball handler. When contact is made, the official does not hesitate in making the call, a charging foul on the ball handler. Watch it again. Do you agree with the call? Again, I'm not giving an opinion. Is it a charge or is it a block? This final clip shows number 4 in the black jersey receiving the inbounds pass and taking it hard toward the basket. The defender steps in to attempt to take a charge. However, the defender is not able to get square in the path of the offensive player, who makes contact then with the defender's left shoulder as he releases the ball. Both players go to the floor with no call being made. Do you agree with no call being made? We all probably agree that it is not necessarily a charging foul, but should it have been a blocking foul? That wraps up our first series for this season. Review them with the intention of getting better. Use them to better prepare yourself for making those tough judgment calls and to better enforce the rules of the game. Good luck to everyone this season, and for you officials, make sure you go to the website and submit your postseason application. Thanks a lot.